What's going on, everybody? This is Temperature Check. I am your host, as always, man. Mr. Check the Temperature. How y'all doing? Before we get started with today's content, I must do what I always do anytime you see me on your screen, and that is thank you guys for the likes, comments, shares, most importantly, those subscriptions. So whether you be a day one fan or someone who just rocked with the channel today, man, I definitely appreciate it. And if you're loving what I got going on my YouTube, man, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, Mr. Check the Temperature on both of them platforms. But let's get right off into it. So shout out to Jay Blac, shout out to Rita and Anwar, shout out to Mr. Shake the Building, shout out to Water Bottle Cuz, and even Debo, man. They just released the top 20 plus Champion of the Year list for the year 2020, man. And what I will say about this list is versatile, it's fresh, it's new, but it's definitely a couple call-outs on this list that we got to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. I'm going to run down this list real quick and let you know now. This list is in no particular order, no particular order whatsoever. But we have Kid Chaos, Vixen the Assassin, Loso, Chilla Jones, Fonz, K Shine, A Ward, Holmes the God, B Dot, Arsenal the Rebel, Geeksy Gotti, Easy the Block Captain, Real Sick, JC, Rump Nitty, Big K, Saint, Ill Will, Marv One, Danny Myers, Jay the Nightwing, Bill Collector, and last but not least, Jerry West. So again, like I said, this list is very versatile. Very versatile. You see representation from the URL. You see representation from RBE. You even see representation from KOTD. But as always with any list, man, there's a couple things that I feel like we could have did better on. It's a couple things I think we did really good on, but we're going to talk about them. What is the first thing you see when you look at this list or when you hear this list? Some of the more notable names in battle rap are not on this list. There's no Tay Rock on this list. There's no T-Top on this list. There's no A-Verb on this list. There's no John John on this list. Some of those names that we consider top tier in this culture, in this genre of music, are not on this list. And I'm not saying I necessarily have a problem with it, but I do see some inconsistencies because what are we talking about when we're measuring for Champion of the Year? What are we talking about? Are we talking about does the amount of battles count? Because Daylight arguably has the three best rounds in 2020 is not on this list. But I get it. He only has one battle. But what about a Tay Rock? He was also a part of that battle with Daylight. He also battled Murder Mook in the same year. He's not on this list. But I know what you're saying. He only has a couple battles. And again, we're only counting face-to-face. So if you did a quarantine battle, you did a battle over a text message, you did a battle over Twitter, that does not count. We're only talking about in-person, face-to-face battles. So when you're talking about a Tay Rock who only has two battles, it's people on this list that have less than 5. So we just need to be a little bit more consistent. We need to be a little bit more consistent about what we're saying here. But, you know, just my opinion, just my opinion. But let's get to some other call-outs, some noticeable call-outs. So we have the lack of the everyday name in battle rap. That's one call-out. 2, we really need to start having a discussion about this 2020 rookie class and where they sit, where their legacy and where their trajectory is. Because as I look on the Champion of the Year list for 2020, I see a lot of rookies on this list. A lot of rookies took the opportunity that COVID-19 and that these small rooms with little to no crowd had. They took advantage of their experience, their knowledge of the small room with no crowds, and they're using it to their advantage. So we really need to talk about this 2020 class and where they sit in the grand scheme of things. Because we got a Kid Chaos on this list for Champion of the Year. We got a Fonz on this list for Champion of the Year. We got Jay the Nightwing on this list for Champion of the Year. We got Real Sick on this list for Champion of the Year. We have Easy the Block Captain on this list for Champion of the Year. I don't know. Holmesy the guy, I don't know if they're really counting him as a rookie. I know he's participated in the rookies versus vets, so I don't know. But We got to start talking about this rookie class, man. We got to start talking about this rookie class. Rookie of the year is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. It would have been even more interesting if Easy to Block would have got that battle in before December 31st. Thank you, T-Top. But different discussion for a different day. This list, I like the list. I like the list. But I'll tell you one thing. It's a couple things I don't like about this list. A couple people I feel like were left off this list. So if you're going to take somebody off this list, you got to put somebody on. So I got some replacements. Let's talk about it. So someone I don't think deserves to be on this list, personally, in my opinion, Danny Myers. Someone explain to me how Danny Myers is in the running for champion of the year, even if he finished top 20. How? Let's go through his 2020. Jerry West, Repo Rail, Twerk, Ill Will, Holmesy the God, Tink the Demon. So out of those 6 battles, there's only 2 clear wins, and that's only because of the tournament. And that's a Reaper who choked. Because I gave him a round. He choked in that battle. And a Tink the Demon, his first battle back on the URL. Other than that, I didn't have him beating Jerry West. I didn't have him beating Ill Will. He didn't beat Holmesy the God. We know that. And the Twerk battle is preference. So that is my one call out, as I do not understand how Danny Myers made this list. That's just me personally. And there's no slight to Danny Myers. I love what Danny Myers does. I love his competitive nature. But we got to call a spade here. When we're talking about the top 20, the 22 battlers in the world, Danny Myers, do you feel like you performed at that level? At that level? Someone who was in the running for champion of the year, a heavy favorite in 2019 who dropped the ball, who had momentum in 2020, but again, dropped the ball. Ultimate Madness, you were a heavy favorite, but dropped the ball. So that's one of my one call-outs. Another call-out that I have, shout out to Vixen, man. But she can't be the only woman to be on this list. I understand. Again, I understand. If we're talking about the quantity of battles, I understand why a lot of women did not make this list. But again, there's people with less than 5 battles on this list. So I'm just saying, somebody who I feel like should have been on this list, deserved to be on this list to represent the ladies. Yoshi G. Why is Yoshi G not on this list? Battle Bill Collector. Born Legacy. Battle Tori Doe. Smoke Tori Doe. Battle J2. Yeah, she only has 3 battles this year. But what did we see with these battles? We saw elevation every time, from the J2 battle down to the Tori Doe battle down to the Bill Collector. She's had great rounds. That's definitely someone who I expected to be on this list. I'm a little surprised that it's not. I get it, though. She definitely has a very promising future that she will definitely be on this list for years to come, but I definitely thought we missed the opportunity to put her on this list. Now, my biggest gripe with this list for Champion of the Year, top 20, where is Chef Trez? Explain it to me how Chef Trez is not on this list for Champion of the Year, for Battler of the Year. I'm going to just run down you the notable battles that he's taken in 2020. Just the notable ones. Not even all of them, but just the notable ones. Again, amidst the pandemic, I don't think anyone took as many battles as he did in 2020. So we got Real Name Brandon. That just got released on the Riot. Shout out to the Riot. Ness, O-Red, Bankhead. He did a 2-on-2 with him and A-Ward versus Prep and Twerk. He battled A-Ward himself, battled Sharon, battled Snake Eyes, battled Bill Collector, and battled Danger Zone, all in 2020. So you tell me how he is not on this list. You make it make sense to me. Because honestly, I had Chef Trez as a top 15 battler this year. Given everything that's going on, given the list that I just ran down, again, it's people on this list that don't have 5 battles. I just ran down, what, 10 names? 10, 12, 10, 11 names? And again, these are the more notable battlers that he's battled. We're not even talking about the other battlers, the ones that are on smaller leagues, smaller platforms that he's given a plate to. So again, champion of the year, this list, I like it. I like it a lot. But there's always room for improvement. There's always room for improvement. But y'all let me know who y'all got. Who do y'all see on this list that you feel like should be taken off? I said take Danny Myers off this list. Do you have somebody that you want to take off this list? What about my additions of Yoshi G and Chef Trez? What do you guys think about that? Y'all let me know in the comment section. Like, comment, share the broadcast, man. And like, this is Temperature Check. Like always, we just getting started.